I'm going to show you how to draw support and resistance in the correct way and why it is important to do so in order to make money. All right, let's get right into the chart. Here we go. All right, today we're going to talk about support and resistance level. So first of all, what is a support and resistance level? So let me draw you something up. So we don't know whether it is a support or resistance. So let's keep it simple. A support level is basically a floor, okay? It's a floor that you can step on it, you can walk on it, you can exercise on it, and you even can sleep on it if you want to, right? So the floor, so-called support, it will hold up your weight that you can walk on it, okay? So for example, if you're moving to a floor and you will bounce back basically, and every time you want to walk further, it will hold up your entire weight to keep you on the floor. And this is basically the support level, and that's it. It will hold up your weight. So the resistance level. What is resistance level? A resistance level is basically a ceiling. Okay. So if you look further up and you're going to see the ceiling, can you go through? Can you break through? Can you just punch through? Let's figure it out. So the ceiling, so-called the resistance, whenever you want to punch through and you really want to go to the next level through the ceiling, if you hit one time and it doesn't really work out, you bounce back, right? And if you give it a chance and hit the second time, you fail, you bounce back again. So the more you try to break through with a lot of volume, there's a higher chance that you can break and then turn the resistance into support level. But we're going to talk about this one later on. So whenever you want to punch at the ceiling and the ceiling, the resistance level rejects, it is so-called the resistance level because it resists your punches. So let me now down the comment below whether you understand the support and the resistance level. Now I want to show you whether or not the support or the resistance levels are valid to be used. Let me show you down below here. So I'm going to just draw any kind of market structures, okay? Any kind of market structures. So this one is a market structure, and we need to find the right and a valid support level and a valid resistance level, which is the floor, and this one is the ceiling. We have either the support or the resistance. We can't figure it out yet. So let's go from top to bottom. By the way, whenever you see the market structure, we need to align with the other market structure right here. Okay, so in order to make it easier, let's call it as a point or the peak. Okay, so we have one point, we have another point, we have this point, and we have that point. Okay, and it does look like a spike or a peak market structure, whatever you want to call. So right here, we have the first point, right? And this is technically also the second point if it rejects. I don't consider it as a point for right now. So we have one point. Yes, we can use it. But if we only have one point in which is aligned with this level, I wouldn't consider it as a support or resistance because it's so weak. So let's go further down. So right here, we have the first point that sits right here in the level. But this point, it's pretty close to the level. So there are two things that you can do. Either you're going to go further down and it is actually reaching to the level, or you also can widen it up, but don't make it so big like this that you get confused whether it is a support or resistance level. So you're going to draw just like this and that just like that. And then you can see here 2 points that either touch or is inside the support level or the resistance level. Okay, so now once we have 2 points in this level, it is valid. Okay, more than 2 points are valid. So we are going to draw another one. So right here, this one is a valid level. Why is it valid? Because we have 2 points right in the level. We have 1 and we have 2. Boom. All right. So you also can adjust the zone of the level just like that. So it looks so much cleaner. And by the way, I just saw it that we even have a third point. The more points it does touch to the level, it's stronger it's going to be. Okay, let's go for another one. So let's move it down. Let's just move it down. Do you see any other points that touch the level? Yes. So right here, we have 1 point. We have the second one. Yes, can we consider this one if we widen up our level? Yes, we can. But don't exaggerate. Don't exaggerate just like that. It's too wide. So could we do this one? I think so. Yes, we can. Okay. So we have 1 point, second, and the third one. Perfect. Okay. So let's go for another one right here. How many points do we have? 1 and 2. Is it valid? Yes. Okay. So we're going to move further up, a little bit further down. Perfect. Okay. And so on. So now it looks a little bit confusing because we have so many levels. So I'm going to remove this one in order to tell you whether this guy, or this guy is either a support or resistance level. So, okay, here we go. Whenever the points are under, we are at the resistance level. Whenever the points hitting under the level, it is a resistance level, which is the ceiling. Okay. Whenever we hit on or inside the level, it is a support level, which is the floor. Think about it. If you really walk on the floor, as I said again, it will hold up the weight and it will create a support level. Whenever you're trying to punch at the ceiling and you cannot punch through, it is considered as a resistance level. Okay, how simple is that? So now, what is this? What is the first one? The first one is the resistance level, right? The ceiling, because we have the first point and the second point, and it is hitting at the ceiling. So this one is definitely a resistance level. What about the next one? The next one is a resistance level. Okay, a resistance level. Why is it a resistance level? Why is it a ceiling? Because, as you can see here, it's trying to push all the way through, but it did reject. It tried again, and then it did reject. But once it came back up, once it breaks through and then retests at the resistance level, guess what? It turns into support level. So let me write this down right here. Here, from resistance to support level, okay, from resistance to support level, and right here, before it actually broke, guess what? What is it? The resistance level, right? It is the resistance level right over here. It does switched from resistance breakthrough and turn to a new support level because now the point is hitting on the level, which is the support and not under. So, and then the last one, we have what do we have? It hits under, and then it breaks through and then hits on the top. So at the beginning, on the 2 points is the same thing right here, the resistance. And then the support level is right here. Once it broke through, it did reject and hold up the weight and then pushing up there. Okay, it's the same thing. Right here is the new support level. And here was the previous resistance level. Okay, now let me show you very quickly because I don't want to take the video for too long. I want to show you the real scenario right here. So right over here, what do we have here? Right here on the top, right? We have the points, and the points are hitting. Okay, so if we look from the left, we have 1 point. We have actually a second point, but this is only the wick, the candlestick wick, and I don't really consider, but it depends. It depends. And I will talk about this in the next video. And then right here, it literally hit at the resistance level. At the resistance level, it break through, it came back, and then it broke. Okay, and now it hitting again. It break through, it came back down, the support level and the support level. And that's it. All right, so now we're gonna go for another one. So right here. And if you guys struggle like really analyzing where the right support and resistance is, you can just like draw a really large box and then go from top to bottom, just like this one. So you're slowly but surely, you're moving further down and then figure it out where the points are, the peak, the market structure, the price action. It is actually the same thing. So we have here the first point. The point is right here, as you guys can see, right? Here's the first point. Do you have any other points? Yes, somewhere around here, but let's figure it out. So if we move further down, we have the first point. If we move further down, and I can see already that these points right here are very close to each other. So we have the first point, we have the second point, we have the third point. Yes, this is also considered as a point because it's a part of the market structure. It goes up, it goes down, and then further up. And then we have another one, and we have another one. We can just move the box closer and narrow it down. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, we have how many points? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, 5, and 6. And this is perfect. The more points we have, the stronger and the better it's going to be to draw the levels. Okay, so do we consider as a support or resistance? So since we are drawing in the history on the left, right? It can be a support and resistance. It all depends what I have just taught you about from resistance level turning into support level, because it did break through right here. It did retest, turned into support level, and then it does bounce back up. Okay, it is the same thing around here. Okay, so right here, so we got the support because it is hitting on the top. Anything that hits on the top, it is support, support, and went back up, it breaks through, turned into resistance level, and then it did hit again, rejected for a little bit, so it's still resistance. It did break through, it came back through, it's still considered as a resistance because it did not hold the weight in order to bounce back up. Resistance, breakthrough again, and then we turn into a support level. Okay, this one is the support level. And if we mark further up, here we go. It was trying to hold up the weight. It did bounce back up, but then it did push it back up here. Tried to bounce back up. It sort of failed, or it is a fake one. But we're going to talk about this later, and it's going to back up. Okay, so here is the way how you can mark a valid support or resistance level. And the last thing that I want to touch on this one, but I want to go this into the next video. The crucial point to draw a valid support and resistance level is your entry level. Okay, always take trades, either buy or sell, at the level. Okay, at the level of the resistance or the support level. Once you have your confirmations that it will indeed bounce back up, then you can buy around this area. And then you have a better risk reward. And then you just let it ride and then close the position whenever you got your own risk reward, or you can tell that it will move back to the downside. Okay, So, as always, you execute, you gain, you succeed. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.